for the engagement thing, they had a fucking shooting party and or hunting party where people come to hunt pheasants and Cornish game hens, like me. And she ordered these embroidered blankets, like to give out as party favors, and they were the wrong shade of red. And then she just fucking shot her assistant or something.
This is what's rumored.
Shot her in the face.
Shot her in the face.
Just really undressed her with her mouth.
Punched her in the front.
That thing is
really undressed. Wait, say that again?
Really undressed. Oh, I said undressed her with her mouth. But I meant...
It feels so close to something that could be a phrase, but it's also like so deeply inappropriate.
Yeah, like I didn't mean like...
It would never be a phrase.
What am I getting at here?
Give
him real dressing down. That's the thing, right? Give him real dressing down. I mean, you are using your mouth when you do that. Look, I mean, it seemed, and apparently they were just very demanding, and then Prince, which one is he, the redhead? What?
I just want to come up with any excuse to use that phrase now. I really want to make it a real idiom or whatever.
When the queen found out, she really undressed her with her mouth. Those Capitol rioters really undressed Mike Pence down with their mouth. Yeah. It's a good one.
It's good.
But apparently, like, so Harry and her were abusive.
Yeah,
so, and like you were complaining, and so like the staff were all kind of like bitched or something, and so Harry apologized, and that went over well. This is what they said, and that went over well. And then Megan tried to get them all breakfast, and that didn't go over well. So God knows what this breakfast was. Like she put out a bunch of fucking like Frosted Flake boxes, those little ones.
Right.
Those little, like she gets a fun pack.
So this is her basically this breakfast for the staff. This was supposedly
it's a mea culpa.
It was an apology breakfast.
Yeah, mea culpa.
Yeah.
It was called a mea culpa. I'm so sorry breakfast.
I'm so sorry breakfast. So.
And she got him a fun pack.
How does one look if someone got me breakfast as an apology?
Right.
Like, I'd be inclined to be like, okay, this is nice. It's like, it's like...
Well, what's the minimum breakfast you would need?
Assuming that it's a minimum quality breakfast.
What's the minimum quality? Let's put the ground network there.
Which for me would be a couple of different options on toast.
A couple of different... Wait, okay. So how does that work?
And maybe some other bread stuffs like...
Wait, it's like a buffet? What are we talking about here?
I think a nice buffet could definitely do the trick.
Okay, but what are you envisioning when you say a couple different options on toast? Like someone just hands you 3 different plates of toast, goes, eat the one you want?
No, you have like toast baskets, right? Like
baskets of toast. Okay.
Or maybe like one of those little like toaster machines. But they're...
So you want someone to bring you a toaster and then 3 baskets of bread?
Well,
So you can toast your own bread? What are you talking about?
You know how when you're at a buffet, you have like a basket of different breads, and you can run it through like a quick toaster.
No,
and I
didn't realize that.
so that you have fresh toast.
Okay.
I'm not a maniac.
So you want me? So I mean, I was kind of on the staff side, but now you're gonna maybe you're right. Maybe they were like you, and they wanted Meghan Markle to have like a toaster strapped to her back. In a basket, holding a basket of breads. And goes, oh, hi, I'm so sorry, I've upset you. Which kind of toast do you want? And they go, well, I'll have the wheat toast, love. And then she goes, no, it's a Jiffy. And she fucking throws it in her bag and like toasts it and like burns herself.
Look, considering the offense that preceded it, I don't think it's unreasonable to expect Meghan Markle to carry around a toaster and a baby born and, and ready at the very least 2 different types of toast for you.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
Look, no, I'm imagining this in the context of a buffet where you have a couple of different options on bread, and then you can run it through a quick toaster yourself.
We got toast covered. What else is part of your minimum options for apologies being accepted?
So then I'd expect, some muffins.
Okay, so you want toast and all right. You're just getting the carbs out of the way first.
Look, I think it's
what kind
appropriate for like a continental style breakfast. Like, I think some muffins, like blueberry, cranberry,
Okay.
I think is enough.
What about crumpet? What about a scone?
A scone would be nice. A scone option.
Doesn't seem to ever end, does it? Okay, and then sure, are we gonna have protein here?
Yeah, of course. So then I think fruit salad. You know, you're looking at me like I'm.
I just like I hope I never get on the wrong side of you because I'm like, what am I gonna have to? You know, what kind of fucking apology breakfast? An English muffin and a fucking glass of orange juice. What are we doing here? What did she?
You can't serve people that if you're Meghan Markle. I've never been royal staff, but I assume they think sort of highly of themselves.
You think they walk around like going to like bakeries, going like acting like they're the fucking king? Like they go to the pub, you know, it's like a nice pub, and they go. They start like talking. Like, you know what the Queen said the other day? We're not allowed to talk about the Queen, but you know they pretend to know, like say things. Like, you know, the Queen told me she really liked the way I scrubbed this shit out of her toilet. And then it's a guy, and it's a weird thing about England. They have that class system, so like you think like the guy would get his ass kicked over if he tried to pull that shit in the middle of a pub or local bar. But over there, there's just some English bloke sitting there with his pint of lager, and he's overhearing this guy boasting about cleaning the shit out of the toilet of the Queen of England, and he go, oh, "Fuck, some guys have all the luck. Some guys." Why doesn't the world shine on me in this cloudy country?
Yeah, like I imagine there were like two at any given bar in London or whatever. There are two guys like sitting.
Pub. They're all called pubs.
At any given pub, there are a couple of guys, sitting at a table, and they're talking about some other guy, and they're like, "Oh, it's like, why does that guy act that way? Oh, like he takes out the trash cans at the Royal Palace. So he's kind of a big deal.
Oh, should we buy him a drink? Maybe a spot of egg.
Let's buy him a spot of egg.
Let's buy him a spot of egg. Scotch egg for the crap killer. The crapper boy. Fucking England's just, yeah. So I don't know. Who knows? I mean, the guys taking upskirts of Prince Diana when she died, did they work at the palace or those?
Yeah,
probably not. Paparazzi probably, right?
Does the palace? Well, that's a good question because sometimes like American stars have their own little teams of paparazzi, right? Well, who they call out. Like,
I think they have people they know who they kind of. I don't know if they like employ them.
I wonder if the
It'd be kind of funny that if Brad Pitt literally had like a team of paparazzi he like financed and they just go around like pretending to like.
Well, I feel like it would make sense for someone like Kim Kardashian or something. Like if she was going to the beach and she was like, I want somebody here to photograph me and like make my ass look good or whatever. Like it's like,
yeah, I mean.
Then she might have someone she calls.
Well, I think she had, I don't think they're on the payroll. I don't think like Kim Kardashian has like W-2s, a guy who like, maybe. But I mean.
I'm thinking more of like a 1099, but sure.
I think there's a quid pro quo. Like, oh no, you're gonna make money selling the things. Like, where's
maybe.
I mean, I guess like, I don't know.
Maybe
you would never make it in business. But where's my money? No, you get the money from the people who buy the pictures. No, wait, you're supposed to pay me. I should be getting a salary here.
I'm just walking up to Leonardo DiCaprio lying on a nude beach somewhere, and I'm like, hey, just a quick question. Where should I send you my 1099?
If someone calls you and goes, look, we need a shot of Kim coming out of this fucking whorehouse that she owns and sells, human traffics people, and it's a big gala. We want you to take a paparazzi picture, and you go, okay, but do I get health insurance? Because I really need some fucking new. I don't know, pills.
New pills.
I've heard about these pills. They're great. So yeah.
I'm not smelling anything either.
Smell is here's the thing. Teachers may not understand science the way I do. Smell is a very, you get used to it. Like you adapt to it very quickly. So it's based on variance. So if the smell's not changing, You ain't smelling. If you're in the whorehouse all day, you ain't smelling the cum, sweetheart. All right? So, like, what? This narrator's just being like, I've been smelling cum all day. Impossible. You stop smelling the cum. So, like, what are you doing here? It just feels like a freshman in high school trying to impress me with cum. We're in writing, not with their,
Yeah, sure.
or jar. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm sure there's probably some freshmen in high school out there who go, look at this jar. I'm like, first of all, I don't want to see anyone's, but also you're a minor. Get out of here. Want nothing to do with it.
It has to be against the law somehow to look at a jar of a kid's cum,
It should be. I mean, like, look, I don't know if I'm describing a strange situation. Like, this is like, what happens if a girl tricks you into raping her? Like, no, I'm just, like, that doesn't happen. And so, like, maybe this scenario where, like, the freshman in high school tricks me into looking at his jar is a complete, made up problem. But now you got me on edge going, like, what if he does show me a jar? And I'm like, what is that, man? Oh, no. So, I mean, but I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like in that moment, if you were living that moment, you'd be legally obligated to grab the jar of cum from him and throw it out a window.
I'm not touching his cum. What? That's your answer?
No, and like destroy it. Throw it out a window.
Your answer is to just throw a jar. And what if the cum ends up on you? What? This is the
Don't throw it at you.
The craziest thing I've ever heard about you. I'm just gonna like seize this kid, commit assault.
No, not assault the kid. Just take the jar.
I mean, what? I'm fucking Jackie Chan in some drunken master movie. I'm just gonna take the jar. I'm fucking the Ninja Turtle in the second Ninja Turtle movie with the bells and the mannequin. I'm just gonna grab a jar and not touch him at all.
And also, don't throw it at yourself. Throw it away from both of you.
There's a lot of variables at play. What if the kid starts resisting? I'm grabbing this kid's cum jar, he's just resisting, and like all of a sudden, it's all. This is like. I just picture the judge reading this out from a ticker tape. This is like some court reporter reading this back. Insanity. Your best scenario. I'm already admitting that this is probably a fallacious problem to begin with. But your solution is to just seize the kid and like grab this jar from him. Committing assault, most likely, or battery at least, and then like stealing from him. You're stealing his jar of cum from a child. There's so much wrong with this.
And then I'd say, don't bring jars of your cum to school.
And then you're now in possession of this kid's jar.
I'm not in possession of it. I threw it out a window.
So you took a jar. I can't say this from a child, and you just destroy and you scattered it to the wind. What window?
I don't know if there was a window.
So like the school courtyard is filled with cum, which might belong to a minor. Like insanity.
Well, where's the right place for it?
You don't deal with that's not your problem. You call the authorities. Go, this kid's got a jar of cum. Deal with this. You're not paid. Teachers are supposedly underpaid, so why are you volunteering to like commit like police action and then I don't know, like spread his which you don't even maybe it's anthrax cum.
I'm assuming in this scenario, this is like a weird trouble
You
kid.
shouldn't even look. I don't understand because the whole idea is like I don't want to see this kid's cum. This is crazy.
But in this scenario, it's being shown to you against your will.
Yeah, so I run out of the classroom. That's what I do.
You'd run?
I'd be like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. This is a problem. I don't like this. I'm gonna be missing. I feel like this podcast is gonna be misinterpreted.
But that's not gonna help the kid.
He's showing me a jar. What am I doing? Helping him. I'm trying to stay out of prison. The fuck is this?
Oh, okay. I was imagining you were a teacher.
Yeah. I'm a teacher. What's wrong with you? Who are you, Mr. Miyagi? You fucking you some other mentor? Oh, I'll get through this dangerous minds? What are you talking about? If anything weird happens to a kid, you run away. You don't try and like destroy their jar of bodily fluids. What is going on?
Fair enough.
I'm telling you, seriously, if this ever comes up, don't do what you just described. That's just rife with problems. I don't even know. Because honestly, even being the most generous to you, I don't know how that looks good. Like, oh, so what, thank you for doing the appropriate thing, Miss Steiner, and grabbing the jar from the child and throwing it out the window into the school recess courtyard. That's exactly what we were trained to do. I'm sure of it. What the fuck is going on? No one will be on your side. Best case,
So,
I'm sitting there,
all of this to say,
best case,
hey.
I'm showing up going like, look, she meant well. I told her not to do this in the past, but
all of this to say, maybe teachers' jobs are a little bit harder than we're giving them credit for.
you're making it harder on yourself.
Because I don't know.
I don't know if they are or aren't. I mean, look,
I don't know what a teacher would do in this situation, but I'm sure it's better than what I would do.
but this is, again, this is I've already established this is most likely. What is it that men always complain that, like, what if I'm framed for rape?
Right.
Which
Yeah.
I'm sure it has happened.
Sure.
But it's like it's a red herring, generally.
Yeah.
And
I would think so.
Yeah, and this is also that. I don't think a lot
This is a very fun red herring.
it's stressful as hell to me. The idea, I'm afraid now. What you're gonna do if a bad apple kid tries to wrap you up in some kind of legal problem?
Sure. In my mind, in the scenario, the kid wasn't even trying to do that. It's more just like they're troubled and they don't have a good sense of boundaries, so they're bringing in like.
But you do. Yeah, I mean, you're just.
So I'm trying to shock a sense of boundaries into them.
I don't know. I think you need to. I need someone needs to shock some boundaries into you. That'll teach them. That look. That'll as their. What?
I take the jar of Kump from him.
Don't even say it. Don't stop saying it out loud.
I throw it out the window and then I turn around and I'd hand him a book. It'd say, "Read this instead."
Oh, like when the teacher did to me when I was reading the Buddhist book.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
have you ever told that story?
I don't know. I was being obnoxious in Catholic school one day and reading a book about Buddhism, which I'm not saying, but it's kind of like, I'm being honest with you. It wasn't because I was a Buddhist. Some guy had a Buddhism book. Maybe he was into Buddhism. I'm like, yeah, let me peruse this. And I'm just reading the Buddhist book conspicuously while I was supposed to be doing work, I think. And this teacher comes, maybe we were studying long. I was like 5th grade. And this teacher comes up, but it's kind of a hack move. The teacher comes over, goes, hands me a Bible, goes, why don't you try this? Yeah. You've been reading this to me for fucking 8 years at this point. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not saying that Buddhism is better than, but I think I've read the Bible a little bit. Let me dabble. Whatever.
He just thought that he was having a really big moment.
He thought that was like him sitting backwards in a chair, going like, "Let's rap."
Right? Yeah.
You ever do drugs? And he grabs my jar of cum and throws it out the window. I immediately knew my place.
And then he goes.
I learned boundaries that day.
And then he goes, "You know who was the greatest rapper? Shakespeare."
What?
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
After he destroys my jar of cum.
After he destroys your jar of cum.
Wow. I feel like I wouldn't even no matter what he said for a good 2 minutes, I'd just be sitting there like staring at my cum all over the fucking school. This is bad. I shouldn't have brought the jar, but now it's all over the place. This is a problem. What does this even mean? What is life all about? And he's just talking. You're hearing like almost like an echo. Going, Shakespeare, you should my come out the window. What are you talking about? Why didn't you just let me read Buddhism? Yeah. So we were talking about the 5 senses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well. Yeah, I think it's hack. Don't have to be beautiful
Do it for real.
to be my girl. You don't have to be sophisticated to change my world. Just wanna be next to your meat. Just wanna kiss you.